Hey, I'm just up in my attic. That's where I hide. It's my little meditation room in here. It's quiet. Sometimes when things go astray, things go a little weird, like they are right now, maybe the best thing is a story. I mean, that's why we like movies, right? So I want to tell you a story about uh, what's called The Shiner. Okay. I had started winning some money at the lottery, and I had already learned to send love. And that made a huge amount of changes. Think about it. I came from having no money, no job, in an economy, there was no work, there was nothing to be had. I was going door to door, knocking on doors saying, "Can I clean your eave troughs? Can I pick your dandelions? Can I change your light bulbs?" Have to make some money. I'm a single dad, got a teenager with Tourette's syndrome. School after school, doctor after doctor. I could not even provide for him. So once I started sending love and things started to move again, my son's behavior changed from sending him love. Instantly, his tics went down. It didn't cure him, but his tics went down probably about 50%, which is a huge amount. And when we're talking about our child, that's, you know what I mean. It's everything. When at the low time, if there was such a thing as a devil, I don't believe it, but if he came in and offered me a contract to change the life that I was providing for my son, I would have signed it like that. I don't care what the cost is, and you would have too. So now things are going really good. I have some money. I take my son and with some friends and we go paintballing. It's a great game. I had to fight for my survival. And so, even though I didn't want to become a fighter, I became a fighter. And if there's any issues, I will just stand up and I will take it. I will not give ground. There was just no more ground for me to give. So, during the paintball game, I'm very aggressive. I stand up in the middle, I run, I don't hide. I wait for everyone else to pop out their head, and then I pop them. So lunchtime comes around, and one of my friends, his name is Dave. He's not physically with us anymore. Yeah, but he's still with us. Yeah, I'm going to tell you a story. He's got a couple of screws loose, a few addictions, sex addictions, cocaine addictions. We have our issues. So what? He's my friend. I loved him. I still do. He gets it in his head he's got to take his gun apart. And these guns, they have a lot of parts. And he completely dismantled it. Now, the place was owned and run by an ex-female sergeant in the army. She's walking along. My son and I and another friend were cooking our hot dogs. She sees Dave and the gun completely dismantled. She walks up, she looks at him. The place went silent. I mean, she blows her whistle and her two sons, they come like that, right beside her. And we're like, whoa. Like, what kind of training program were they into? Right from little. Anyway, she points at Dave, points at a shed, and tells him to get in that shed. The two sons pick up the towel with the pieces of gun and they carry it in the shed. They come out. She goes in the shed, closes the door. We don't see Dave for 15 minutes, 20 minutes. We were done our lunch. We were ready to get back out. When he came out, he wouldn't tell us what went on in the shed. He wouldn't say anything. But when she came out with Dave, she came to me and she said, "That's quite a shiner you got there." I didn't know what she was talking about. See, when I was in the field playing with my friends and all the other people that were inside the team, there's probably about 15 of us all together. So many on this side, so many on this side. I just ran around shooting people, and I would just once in a while get grazed. I did get shot, mostly because my friends would go right up to me and with revenge shoot me from this far away. You know, that's friends. Yeah, you're an ass. Anyway, she walks away. I think about it. We play all afternoon. I go back. I start talking to her. I said, "What's a shiner? What's a shiner? I don't mind shine." She says, "You don't know?" She says, "No." So she explained it to me in the army. It's what they called a shiner. It's the guy that can stand up in the middle of a field. The grenades are going off, machine guns, everything. He doesn't get touched. He's just literally invisible. He's above that, whatever it is. She had a word. I can't remember what it was. Above the confusion, above the turmoil, above the fear, anxiety, something. Well, it'll come to me. This came from sending love, because each time I went up in vibration, each time I'm sending love, and I was doing it there when Dave got pulled into the shed. I closed my eyes and I surrounded him with love. Look, he's a very, very sensitive guy when he was alive. He actually cared deeply, but he cared and felt more. Fucker, you're going to make me cry. He felt more than he could handle, and this happens to many, many people. So a shiner is when you fill yourself with love, you raise above everything else that's happening in a lower vibration, including bullets, including grenades, including car accidents, everything. You just sort of miss it. It just goes by you. It's still there. It's not gone, but it doesn't affect you because your vibration is higher. And the fastest way to get this shiner is turn your polarity to receiving love, not just sending it out. It's beautiful to give, and you should do that any time you can possibly can do it. Even if you just see people walking towards you, all you have to do is look right at them and mean it. Feeling wise, you are beautiful. Thank you for being here. And mean it. And you will get instantly a reaction from those people, because subconsciously we have proven that our subconscious constantly communicates with each other. There are no secrets below our conscious level. So when you're sitting in this chair, and even if you don't look at me, if you have positive thoughts towards me, I will pick it up. And it's not that I pick up your thoughts. My body somehow picks up what you're thinking and relays it back to me in warm feelings. And so I recognize that the warm feelings that my body is generating towards me is coming from this person over here. And that's how we get in touch with what's going on around us. Now in the city, when everyone is angry, that's difficult because there's all kinds of feelings coming at you constantly. We feel what everyone around us feels. We feel what our family and friends feel. We think also the thoughts of those around us because we project thoughts out all the time. But when you and I make our intent in our minds so intentful, so in the present moment, feeling the feeling of being loved. Just think about it. Everything you have is a symbol of love. You have a phone, you have hot water, you have a place to live, you have sunshine. Anything can represent you receiving love. The feeling of being loved represents that energy coming to you. That's what that feeling of feeling loved means. That's why it's there. It says love is coming. Love is here. That's the shiner. It's kind of an interesting thing. Why not try it? If you're in a city, change your mental thoughts. Rather than grinding about what your boss said or what some co-worker said or anything else that touched you in the wrong way, just leave it. You can't fight it. You can't push it away. The only thing you can do is take another thought and put all your energy into that thought. And that thought will generate the associated feeling, and that feeling will generate the outside events. How that works doesn't really matter, does it? It works. It works beautifully. It works perfectly. And there it is. So walk down the street, change your thoughts. You know those negative thoughts you actually have about people? Oh, you're too overdressed, your skirt's too short. I don't know. I don't even want to make an example. You know what goes on in your head, right? Override it with another thought. You can't fight those thoughts and feelings that are constantly coming in. You can't fight them because they're coming from all around you. That's why I'm up at 2 and 3 and 4 in the morning, because everyone's asleep. They're out. And they're not really generating much feeling. And so I sit here quietly or at the kitchen table and I write and I draw and I think and I go deep inside. And it's very easy because I don't have that influx from all the other people around. And right now, when everybody's getting nervous and tense and fearful and afraid of the future, it's a good time to grab a positive thought, turn it into a positive feeling, and generate that out. Because if you generate it out strong enough and you're single-minded and bringing it into this moment, everyone else around you is going to pick that up. And this is the time, when you think of someone comes to your mind, a friend, an old friend, a relative, that's the time to send them love. That's the time to surround them with a bubble of love. And in your mind's eye, with your intent, see them happy, excited, thrilled, healthy, and maybe even jumping up and down because they just received something that they were asking for. What's wrong with that? If we did that to everyone, and if everyone did it, we'd just have a fantastic world like that. But we can do it anyway. Just do it anyway. Your world will change. The things that you experience from day to day will change if you send out love and return it to yourself by bringing up the feeling of love. The best time to bring that up is if you get up early in the morning, go to the washroom, go back to bed or sit down, whatever, but stay awake and reach for that feeling. Not from anyone else. You can start it using someone to get the feeling. Oh man, that was crazy. I put something on the stove and I forgot. I just came up here. I had the inspiration to do this video. I came from outside, put some stuff on the stove to heat up for lunch, and I thought, well, I'll just practice this, and away I went. We'll talk some more on that. But in the meantime, fill yourself with love, raise your vibration. It's going to be okay. It's going to be what it's going to be. But you can change how it's going to be for you if that's what you choose. Right? George. That's Fred. What are we going to do? Do you have any other solution other than love? I don't see any other solution. Anyway, we'll talk later.